Well, semi back up and running. I've got a left arm that's nearly completely dead and useless. I pinched a nerve in my neck a couple of weeks ago and it's been agonizing. Trip to the emergency room, tons of meds, whatever. I'm on the meds now, so I can't really feel it, but I can't drive. No, but I can work on this. I'm supposed to be exercising the arm and stuff anyway, so is this good or not? I don't know. Whatever. Finally, well, last week I got the voltage regulator for the G-Wagon for the alternator, which is not buried, right there. I think I can get it from the top. If not, it'll pop out the bottom. Hopefully. We'll find out. Anyway, back in a few minutes. First I have to take the belt off. If you don't remember your belt routing, whichever. Sorry, rented lips and medicated lips. Draw yourself a little diagram of how your belt goes. So you remember to put it back on properly, because you can. I have before. I've put them on what seemed like the correct way, and it wasn't. You can put them on the wrong way, and it'll still semi-work, just the belt won't be very tight. Anyway, draw a little diagram. That's what I'm going to do now, so I don't forget. Drugged brain. Okay, anyway, so here's my belt diagram. Crankshaft pulley, AC compressor, power steering. This is the tensioner pulley, fan pulley, alternator, and just idler pulley. So first thing you have to do is loosen the tensioner pulley. I can't recall what size Torx bolt that is. On the G-Wagon it's pretty tight. On most Mercedes. Anyway, this is going to pertain to the M112 V6 and M113 V8. Access is going to be different depending on what car you're working on. The G-Wagon, not access friendly. Look at this tiny little amount of space. And we have to get down onto the, right there, the tensioner pulley, and then take tension off of that and pull the belt out. We don't have to pull it all the way out, but just enough so that we can get it out from around the alternator. And once that's done, I'm going to unhook the negative battery cable in the back. I think we've gone through this before, but just in case, the G-Wagon, the battery is back here. Negative, always on a Mercedes. Actually, do it with every car. Always remove your negative first, never your positive. Negative first, and specifically, especially in a Mercedes, no key in the ignition when you unhook the battery or hook the battery back up. Very, very important. Yeah, you're going to lose your radio presets, and make sure you have your radio code so that you can use your radio when this is all done. Back in a sec once I figure out what size remove that. I'm going to pop off the upper engine cover, and this is in two pieces. I've seen people do this wrong a lot of times. Just for the tiniest little more access that it's going to give me here and here. So anyway, pop up the front. The back parts, there's two kind of wings on it, and they pop. Actually, sorry, first remove your air hoses. You can just unhook them and turn them away from the engine. And turn it away. So anyway, lift, and then this side is going to lift up, and pull, because there's two tabs back here, two fingers that pull out. And when you push it back in, you're kind of going to take both hands, one from each side, and pull up, curl up a little bit so that these two can go in without the clips on there interfering. Maybe from the underside it'll be easier to understand. So these two clips have to go straight in, but these are going to keep it from going straight in, so you kind of have to bend each side up a little bit, like half an inch or a centimeter. Push in and then clip down. So I don't need the back cover off. I don't need to remove the whole thing, just this front part. Back in 2 seconds. Actually, I lied. On the G-Wagon, I'm going to have to remove this spring clip on the air intake on the passenger side, just to give me room to pull that alternator out past here. I can probably squeeze it past, but more room is more room, right? This is just a pinch clip. See it? It's like this pinch spring clip. should pop right off. Oh, it should. Come on. Hasn't been off in a long time. Anyway, you see what I'm doing. Spring clip, pop, done. Okay, just want you to see how useless this left hand is. We're going to try and put on a rubber glove. And I am honestly trying to put on this glove. This isn't good. I can't straighten my fingers out. Oh, okay. The good thing is there's no pain at the moment because the meds are taking over. But that's pretty bad. We won't be trying to pick up anything with this hand. We'll be using the good one. Anyway, so that second hose is out, and I don't know. I haven't done an alternator on a G-Wagon before, and I do not know if I should pull out the heater boost pump. I think I might have to pop this out, which means I'm going to lose coolant. But either way, I think I can get the alternator up past that. Let's hope so. I'll let you know. Okay, this is going to be tough to see. I'm trying to get a camera down in there. Ugh. But to the lower left of the tensioner, there's a 17 millimeter bolt. And I've got my wrench on there. This is just hard because the G-Wagon has very limited access. Ugh. And as you push on it, it releases tension on the tensioner. You can also use the T50 Torx socket in the middle. I think it's a security Torx. And I know it will sometimes loosen the pulley center nut, but you can tighten it, and a lot of times you can pull it back that way if you can't get to the 17. Anyway, you can see the belt loosening here. So I'm going to hold that down, loosen it, and then pull the belt back off, and we'll be back for the next step. Holy Christ, that kills this hand. Ah, no. Damn it. Okay, now I got to go fish out a frickin' socket. Thanks. Okay, so now I don't have to fumble around in the dark like on my very first date. You know what I'm talking about. The belt, I've only unhooked it from the alternator and then looped it around the oil dipstick tube. And now I just have to, these are reverse Torx. There should be two. One here and one down. Oh, can I get that from up here? I don't know if I can get it from up here. So I think that is an E12. Not sure. Anyway, I'll loosen those and be back in a sec. This is a really, really tight bugger to work on. Not fun. One of the first things you can do actually is unclip the electrical clip from the back of the alternator. See down where my finger's touching here? There's a electrical clip plug. Squeeze the tab and pull out. Ugh, easier said than done. Let's see if I can get you in there to see it. Right there. It's in the back right. Where's my finger pointing? Come on, finger, get in there. Right there is the little electrical clip. That's going to have to come off anyway. And then there'll be a couple of bolts to remove the main power cable. But anyway, I'm going to find out what size E-Torx this is. That plug, I did disconnect it. I don't know if you can see it sitting down in there. But this is the voltage regulator. If you see the little shiny spot on the back of the alternator, it's black and shiny. And that is this little piece here, this little electrical clip. That's the one I just unhooked. And then there's going to be the bolt, which we can't even get to. On most Mercedes, you can get to these without taking the alternator out. You can put these, replace this voltage regulator on a lot of them. But this one has basically the accessories moved back into the engine to make room. This car was never designed for an engine this size. Anyway, this is an E12, where did I put it? Reverse Torx. So E12 is the size. And that fits on the alternator bolt. There's this one, and there's one underneath, which is straight down under the pulley. And again, I apologize for you can't really see. It's right down there under the hose. I'm touching it now. So these two have to come out, and then the alternator is basically free. The only thing we'll have to do before pulling it out is unhook the electrical connection on the back, which is going to be bolted in back in 1 second.
Okay, this is actually a better picture of the lower bolt. This is like the coolant bypass hose for the heater pump. And there you can see the bolt right there. I'm touching with my finger. That's the lower bolt with this little mount on it. And the clip, oh, it's broken. Isn't that nice? The clip for the coolant bypass hose, it looks like it's a screw. I'm gonna have to put a new screw in there. Yeah, the mount comes off. Okay, I can do that, no problem. Anyway, take that second bolt out, and that's it, the first one you can see here. Don't get them mixed up. I think they are different lengths, but this is the top one. So we'll put it at the top of the engine, and then the bottom one we'll put underneath it, so we remember. Anyway, I'm going to take that bolt out now and be back in a second. With the bracket for the bypass hose on it. Come on out, you. You can see this whole bracket there. 2 hands would be nice, but luxuries. I think that fell down. Yes, it did. Well, that's got a... I wonder what is supposed to bolt to there. No idea. But anyway, that's how it sits, and this is the little one that bolts that clip that holds the coolant hose on. And I'm going to fix that first. I'm going to find a little nut for that and bolt that on, and I'll be back in 1 sec. Okay, I fixed that little hose for the clip for the bypass hose. It looks like it had a plastic snap, like push plug on the back that pushed into that metal bracket. I put a stainless steel bolt and nut through it, left it slightly loose so that it can be pivoted, and thread locked the rear nut so it won't vibrate loose once the thread lock dries. And that way I can get this, I don't know which exact angle it goes on this thing, so it needs to be able to rotate a little bit. So we know that this is the bottom bolt, and now it's time to pull out the alternator. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to pry it. Let me grab and see if I can pull on it, if it's going to come out on its own. No, it's not. They're usually a little bit tight in there. So let me get something to pry with. Okay, hopefully the camera will stay where it's supposed to, so I can show you this. Anyway, I'm just prying. I'm using a big long screwdriver on top of the alternator, between the alternator and the engine block. Make sure you're not prying against anything that's going to break. No wires, no plastics, nothing like that. And I'm just gonna, as you can see, the alternator's popping out there, and it's eventually probably gonna fall. Hopefully not. I gotta get the other hand in there just in case. Ah, sorry. My bad. Come on, you. Ah, ow. I think that's ow. Get off my freaking hand. Ugh. Jesus. Now, what do you expect? Okay. Come on, Mr. Alternator. You can do it. You stay out of the way. This is tight in here. Come on, almost. There we go. Now, where's the lower cable connection? Sorry if I'm in your way. There's no other place to be. I got no place else to go. Officer and a gentleman. Ugh. Okay, can you see down there? I don't know if you can. See the alternator down there? There's a wire, the main wire coming into it. That is gonna bolt up to that sucker there. Or does it bolt to here? I think it bolts up to this one. It is. Let's under that plate, or I think right here is the cap on that one. This was so much easier on the ML, let me tell you. I had space. Okay, that is the cap. Why is the plastic cap not coming off? Can you see? This plastic cap on the nut to keep it from grounding out against anything has got to pop off. I think I can pop that off with a screwdriver. There we go. We have to unbolt the main power wire before this will come out of the car. And this cap, like I said, is on there to keep it from grounding against other stuff, because it goes right to your battery. Big sparks, big bang. No fun, lots of fire probably. Come on off of there. And no room to work. There we go. Plastic cap. And what size is that? That's probably a 12 millimeter or 13 millimeter. Okay, so as opposed to bringing out the big guns, this is when we bring out the little guns for access in little tiny spaces. It sucks when you don't have a choice of which arm to put under there, because you can't. Because you've screwed yours up and you're just an idiot, and you decide to do stuff like this no matter what. You should be resting it. Whatever, don't tell anyone. I won't tell if you don't. So it's a 13 mil, it appears. Hopefully it's not too tight, because that alternator's not braced against anything. Okay, am I gonna try and put some pressure on it with this hand? Good. It loosened. That's all I cared about. Like I said, on some Mercedes models, you can actually replace this regulator in the car, the voltage regulator, without taking the alternator out. We do not have that option right now. Not right here, not with this car. Power wire off, and now we can lift. Can we? I don't know. Let's see. Let's see where you're coming out of. Okay, that bypass hose. Do I go under? Do I go over? There's nowhere to go down under the car, that's for sure. It's got to come out here. I don't know, you guys can keep watching, fast forward it, whatever. I'm not reaching over and turning off the camera. I got to figure out how to weasel this sucker out. And the camera is running, so your choice. Fast forward a couple of minutes and ignore all the pain. Oh, wait a minute. Why am I bothering to take this out? I'm just replacing the voltage regulator. I can do it right now. Back in 1 second. I don't need to pull it out of the car to do it. I can do it right here. Okay, we're looking again from the front of the car. I don't know why I didn't realize. Brain wasn't thinking. I don't know why I thought I had to bring this out onto the bench. As soon as I flipped it over and was looking straight at the voltage regulator, I went, aha! Don't have to weasel you out of there, because I don't think I was going to get that out. Anyway, there's a Phillips screw right here. Hey, why do I have no light? Camera. Damn it, that camera decided it didn't need any light. Hey, you get out of the way. Okay, so there's a Phillips screw here that I'm gonna have to take off. Just a regular Phillips screw. This one's gonna have to come out. And then this 13 that's underneath the battery post, that was the battery post we took off. There's a second bolt on there. And I do believe this one has to come off. And then underneath there's some Phillips screws holding the regulator on, but the regulator's under this cover. So this one for sure, and I think this one. Back in 2 secs. Okay, that larger bolt that was on there was, on there was a 15. The Phillips headed screw is loosened, and this 13 is the last one. It's not easy, not when you can't like hold, when the thing's not being held in place. You're trying to hold it down there. Bit of a pain, but hey, remember when you're doing stuff like this and you're thinking, oh, what a pain in the ass, why did I do it? Next time you're at a party and one of your friends says, oh, I just went to the garage and they charged me $1,000 to repair my alternator, and you realize you could have done it for $49.95, no ups, no downs, no extras, on your own in your garage, you'll laugh at them. So now we've got a few Phillips screws to take the voltage regulator, which is this part, this black part. 1, 2, 3. See them? 1, 2, 2, 3. Hey, this is the new voltage regulator. I'm only using this to show you 3 Phillips screws that come out. There's 2 that are the same, and one of these things is not like the others. It's short, and it goes in here. So these 2 use the same long screw, and that other spot, that other connection, uses the short one. Short, long, long. Now, put the screws down, and I should be able to just slide there. Oh, it's popping out on its own. There's a joke in there somewhere. Out you come. Okay. So now we can see the comparison of brush length. Sometimes longer is better. Woohoo! Can you see the difference? I can't see the difference. Can you see the difference? I can see the difference. So the brushes, that's why that regulator failed, just the brushes. So this thing just slides in, and we're getting ready to bolt her back on. Do you need any more help with this or not? I don't know. I am going to spray inside, inside here where those brushes go, some electrical contact cleaner. When you get electrical contact cleaner, when you buy it, make sure it's the stuff that's plastic safe, so you don't want it to melt plastic, right? A lot of electrical stuff you're spraying has plastic on or near it, so get the stuff that's plastic safe. I'm going to spray it in there because these things wearing down over the years, all that carbon goes somewhere, probably in there, and that could muck things up, so let's spray that down. Oh, almost forgot. Tres importante. I don't know what that is. Blue thread lock on both your alternator bolts so they don't vibrate loose. As you can see, the factory put it on, bottom and top put blue thread locker. No red, just dropped it. I knew I'd remember something else. The little plastic cap that goes over top of the positive battery screw. Very important. Put this sucker back on. You have to put it on before you bolt in the alternator. You're not getting it in. For me, I think getting the top in is going to be easier to align, especially with this dead arm. I'm going to align the top first and then pivot the bottom in. Anyway, don't forget the alternator bolts, top and bottom. About 32 to 35 foot-pounds tops. 35 is about top end you want to go. Yeah, I just have to put the serpentine belt back on, and that's about it. As long as I drew my little diagram correctly, that shouldn't be a problem. You use the 17 mil and torque over the tensioner and slide the belt back on. Oh, I still have to put some grease, dielectric grease in the plug and plug that back in. Other than that, once this is all done and up and running, I'm going to put the voltmeter back on, and we will hope, I can't do this with the other hand, we will hope we're seeing 13 and a half to 14 volts on the voltmeter. But let's get that all tied up and done. Go through your checklist, make sure you didn't forget anything. Did you put the black cap back on the power bolt? Yes. Did you torque the 2 alternator bolts down to 42 Newton meters, 32 foot-pounds? Yes. Did you plug everything back in? Are you missing any screws? No, 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 no. Perfect. Let's get moving. Okay, we're all wrapped up. I'm just going to do the M113 hood yoga. As I showed, grab both sides, pull slightly up, slide the middles in, push the back ones down, front one down. done. I'm just gonna clean up and we'll throw a voltage regulator on this sucker. A voltage regulator? Let's not do that again. We just did that. A voltage meter on this, and we'll take a look and see what we're doing. Batteries hooked up. The negative. Just put back on. Terminals checked, and now we're gonna put the hook on and see what voltage we're getting. Boop-a-doo. 12.2, so that battery's good. It held for like, what, 2.5, almost 3 weeks since this went down. Fingers crossed. Don't forget that. Belt's all spinning properly. No noises. Good so far. What does the hook say? We are charging at 14. Thumbs up. We're done. We're good. So it is charging. The voltage regulator is working. Everything is back to golden. Let's check the stuff. Nothing. Beautiful. Okay, if you had a bird that every single day was doing this to every single one of your, this is nothing. This is like, usually they're covered. Every mirror on every car is usually covered. Today, I've already washed them today, but usually every rear view mirror on every car and every tailgate is covered in bird crap, and I know who's doing it. Would or wouldn't you eliminate the perpetrator? Question du jour. Answer in the comments. Other side, same thing. That's nothing. Usually, like I said, usually they're just plastered. You can't even see out of them. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, call me a jerk, whatever you want. Hopefully these videos are not too long. I do tend to ramble. Thank you for watching.